Good morning, and welcome to another edition of United Way for Southeastern Michigan's What's the Word Wednesday. My name is Courtney Howe, and today we are talking with Edward Woods from the Michigan Independent Citizens Redistricting Commission about how and why you should provide public comment. The last 10 minutes of today's conversation are reserved for questions, so please leave your questions in the Q&A box if you're watching on Zoom, or in the comment box on Facebook. Now, I would like to introduce Dr. Darian Hudson, President and CEO of United Way for Southeastern Michigan. Good morning, Dr. Hudson.
Good morning, Courtney. Thank you for the introduction and welcome everyone to another What's the Word Wednesday. I'm very pleased to welcome Edward Woods III, and we're interested so much in what you have to share with us. In 2018, Michigan voters passed a ballot initiative to create an independent commission that would oversee the drawing of Michigan district lines. These district lines determine which communities vote together for state and congressional elections. This year, the newly formed Independent Citizens Redistricting Commission wants to hear from all of us about what our communities look like and what we need. It's important that all of us have a voice in our new districts, and today we are excited to be joined by Mr. Woods, who will show us how we can provide our input. Edward is the Communications Outreach Director for the Michigan Independent Citizens Redistricting Commission, where he leads awareness and engagement efforts. He is tasked with creating an inclusive public awareness campaign about the redistricting process and collaborating with statewide organizations and community groups to engage all communities of interest in the redistricting process. Edward is a lifelong Michigander with extensive experience working for governments and nonprofits in senior leadership, communications, and professional development positions. Edward, we are so pleased to have you with us today. Welcome.
Dr. Hudson, thank you. You make me sound so official. I mean, thank you to you and your team for putting this together. I just want to give a shout out to Cassie, Jessica and Amanda. You have a first-class team, as you already know, for making this possible and the opportunity. I know you told Courtney not to beat me up so much because she looks like she's in good mode as the MC for today. And so I appreciate the kind admonition you've given her to treat me with kitten gloves. And just really want to thank you for this great opportunity to address the United Way of Southeast Michigan. I love the United Way and the work that it does and the difference that you're making, but also how inclusive you are about efforts that impact the community, social impact, as well as community impact at all education levels, economic levels, as well as generations. So kudos to you and your work and your fine team. And thank you so much again for having me. Can I start the presentation?
Yes.
Oh,
So
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't screwing up.
No problem. Yeah, I realized
protocol.
I was on, no worries. I realized I was still on mute. So yes,
Nope.
You can go ahead and share your presentation, and we are all ears waiting to hear what you have to share with us today.
All right, can everyone see the screen? If you just put a thumbs up. Perfect, love it. Okay, you already know my name is Edward Woods III, and I'm just happy today to share about the progress of the Michigan Independent Citizens Redistricting Commission and give you the latest update about where we are with the redistricting process. As many of you may not know, we have 13 commissioners. The Michigan Independent Redistricting Commission is comprised of 13 randomly selected commissioners, 4 who affiliate as Democrats, 5 who are non-affiliated, we call independents. That means they're not affiliated with the Democrats or they're not affiliated with Republicans. And we have 4 Republicans. They were selected through a randomly selected process that was run by the Michigan Department of State that did this process on behalf of the state of Michigan. In Michigan, the new redistricting process, the MICRC, Michigan Independent Citizens Redistricting Commission, has the exclusive authority in drawing the maps. In other words, it's not the legislature. The governor can't veto. It's none of that. These 13 people you see on the screen have the exclusive authority of drawing the maps for Michigan's congressional districts, which are 13, Michigan House, which is 110, and Michigan Senate, which is 18. At the top, from my left to your right, we have Commissioner Doug Clark, who is from the Metro Detroit area, Commissioner Juanita Curry, who's also from Metro Detroit, Commissioner Anthony Eade, who's from Metro Detroit, Commissioner Brittany Cullum, who's from Metro Detroit. We also have Commissioner Rhonda Lang from Reed City, Commissioner Steve Lett, who's from Interlochen. And then at the bottom, to my left, we have Commissioner Cynthia Orton from Battle Creek, Commissioner MC Rothhorn, who is from Lansing, Michigan, Commissioner Rebecca Zatella from Metro Detroit, Commissioner Janice Vallette from the Metro Detroit area, Metro Detroit being Macomb, Oakland, and Wayne counties, Commissioner Aaron Wagner, who is from Charlotte, Michigan, Commissioner Richard Weiss, who's from Saginaw, and Commissioner Dustin Witches, who is from the Ypsilanti, Michigan area. Transparency. Let me make sure I can, I want to show you this video. This is something that's important for us so that you can learn a little bit about the commission. So hold on.
We represent the citizens of Michigan.
We represent fairness.
We represent transparency.
We do not represent any political party.
We represent diversity. We are the Michigan Independent Citizens Redistricting Commission.
We want to hear from you because your voice matters.
Our mission is to lead Michigan's redistricting process to assure Michigan's congressional, state Senate, and state House district lines are drawn fairly in a citizen-led, transparent process meeting constitutional mandates. It is our vision to chart a positive course for elections based on fair maps for Michigan today and for the future. You have a seat at the table, and your voice matters. Visit michigan.gov/MICRC to make your voice heard.
One of the core values that we have as it relates to the Michigan Independent Citizens Redistricting Commission is transparency. And we just wanted to kind of introduce our commissioners and show what transparency means to us. What is redistricting? Every 10 years, following the US Census, district lines for US congressional, state House, and state Senate must be redrawn in states across the country to accurately reflect their population. The process of drawing district lines is known as redistricting. In Michigan, there are 161 districts that need to be drawn for the 2022 election cycle. For the first time, let me say that, for the first time in Michigan's history, residents have the opportunity to provide input on drawing maps for Michigan congressional House and Senate districts. Why should you care? Openness, transparency, and public engagement represent the principles of this new redistricting process. Now you have an opportunity to ensure your voice and your community's voice is heard. Instead of politicians choosing their districts to best represent their interests, Michigan residents can share their interests to assist in developing their districts through the Michigan Independent Citizens Redistricting Commission. Here is the breakdown. The process of drawing district lines is known as redistricting. In Michigan, there are 161 districts that need to be drawn for the 2022 election cycle. The first data from the 2020 census shows that the state's population as of April 1, 2020, was at a little bit under 10.1 million people. For Michigan's congressional districts, we lost a seat, but we're drawing 13 congressional districts that will have an average of 775,200 people per district. For the 38 Michigan Senate districts, there'll be 265,200 people on average per district. And for the House district, the Michigan House, there's 110 districts with an average of 91,600 people. The criteria for redistricting are in ranked order. In ranked priority order, these are the 7 redistricting criteria. As mandated by the US Constitution, equal population refers to the amount of people in the district. And Voting Rights Act. So the Voting Rights Act is federal legislation that prohibits minority or minority language discrimination. The second thing is geographically contiguous. The third thing is that we have to reflect the state's diversity and communities of interest. Communities of interest include cultural or historical characteristics or economic interests, such as arts districts, neighborhoods, business, agriculture, education, waterfront communities, and so much more. The fourth in ranked order is no disproportionate advantage to any political party. 5, no favor or disfavor to an incumbent elected official or candidate. 6, reflect consideration of county, city, and township boundaries. And 7, have to be reasonably compact. In addition to the comments received, I'm sorry, I jumped a slide. Let me go back. Public hearings. Before the MICRC drew any maps, the Michigan Constitution requires that we host 10 public hearings. We hosted 16 across the state of Michigan. In Metro Detroit, we hosted one in Warren, Michigan at the MRCC Convention and Banquet Center. We hosted one at the Village Dome at Fellowship Chapel. We hosted one at the TCF Center in downtown Detroit. We hosted one at the Suburban Collection Showplace in Novi, Michigan. At these 16 public hearings, more than 1,800 people attended, and more than 1,000 people offered in-person and remote public comments. By remote public comments, that means they either came in virtually or called on the phone during these 16 public hearings. It's still not too late for you to share your public comments. You can come to the weekly MICRC meetings and provide your comments in person, or sign up and provide your comments through Zoom or by phone at any MICRC meeting by going to our website. And you'll hear this quite a few times, www.michigan.gov/MICRC. In addition to the comments received from the public hearings, the commission will also consider the submissions from the public comment portal in drawing district maps for Michigan's congressional, House, and Senate districts at see it on the website, .michigan.gov, in the screen, /MICRC. As of July 31, the MICRC received more than 1,500 submissions through the public comment portal. This included more than 700 comments from Michigan's congressional districts, nearly 60 comments from Michigan Senate districts, more than 60 comments from Michigan's House districts, nearly 100 partial redistricting plans, and more than 300 comments for communities of interest, and close to 100 files or links from other resources. It is your responsibility to ensure that your voice and your community's voice is heard. So please come to a commission meeting and speak up, or add your voice to the public comment portal and encourage your community to do the same. It takes all of us to ensure fair and transparent maps. Right now, the commission is going to start the mapping process on Thursday, August 19th. The commission starts to plan the mapping process. The commission split Michigan.
Edward, I'm so sorry. I'm going to stop you very briefly just so we can do some readjusting with your screen. Thank you. We could see your entire screen. So I just wanted to make sure that we can reshare your PowerPoint and we can readjust a bit. Okay, if you can try to share your screen one more time, Edward, that'll be wonderful.
How was that?
This is better. Thank you so much. Please.
Oh, sorry about that. Where do I need to go back, or are we okay?
No, you can start where you are. We were just able to see your notes and everything from the video slide, so we can see the PowerPoint now. Thank you so much. Please continue.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Commission split Michigan into 10 regions. We can utilize the 10 regions to create 161 Michigan congressional, House, and Senate districts that consider public comments. We may cross over the regions to ensure compliance with the 7 ranked redistricting criteria that we shared. And once these dates are public, we hopefully will vote on them tomorrow. We'll publish the dates when regions are being considered to maximize public engagement. So you see the Detroit metro area, which would be relative. I know you see Southeast, but Detroit metro really speaks to Macomb, Oakland, and Wayne counties, just so that we're clear in terms of when we're covering that. Second round of public hearings, we want to solicit public comments regarding the proposed 161 districts. Mind you, that's the House, Senate, and congressional. Each proposed district plan shall include the census data, the map and legal description, and the Constitution requires 5 public hearings, but the commission has elected to do 8 in the fall. We are going to probably do those in October, November. We plan to bring forth a proposal to the commission tomorrow. The 3 that we're doing in Metro Detroit will be at MRCC Convention in Banquet and Convention Center in Warren. We plan to be at the TCF Center in Detroit and Suburban Collection Showplace in Novi. So just want to make sure that you're aware of those. Here are the locations: Northern Michigan, Treetop Resorts in Gaylord, DeVos Place in Grand Rapids, Lansing Center in Lansing, Dort Center in Flint, and then the 3 places we just talked about there in terms of doing those those public hearings. The times and dates, like I said, will be announced hopefully by the end of this month. Adopting the maps, we have to ensure that the maps are tested and published in terms of how that works. And this is really in the Constitution. Before voting to adopt a plan, the commission shall ensure that the plan is tested using appropriate technology for compliance with the 7 ranked redistricting criteria that we shared. Before voting to adopt a plan, the commission shall provide public notice of each plan that will be voted on and provide at least 45 days for public comment on the proposed plan or plans. Each plan that will be voted on shall include such census data as is necessary to accurately describe the plan and verify the population of each district, and shall include the map and legal description. A final decision of the commission to adopt a redistricting plan requires a majority vote of the commission, including at least 2 commissioners who affiliate with each major party and at least 2 commissioners who do not want to affiliate with either major party, basically the independents. The Michigan Supreme Court has the original jurisdiction, so if people want to file a complaint or a lawsuit, they have to go to the Michigan Supreme Court. They do not do it in district court or in circuit court. It has to go directly to the Michigan Supreme Court. The Michigan Supreme Court can review at its discretion challenges to any maps adopted by the commission. They can remand any plans that fail to comply with the Michigan and US constitutions or superseding federal law, for example, the Voting Rights Act. When they remand it, they have to remand it back to the MICRC, because the MICRC is the only body that can create and adopt the maps. It is not the legislature, it is not the governor, it's the MICRC. Show up, speak up. You can sign up for email alerts right there. You can sign up for text message alerts. You can mail your public comments to MICRC, PO Box 30318, Lansing, Michigan, or you can call 183-U-DRAW, that's 1-833-968-3729 for more information or to learn how to provide public comments at a regular meeting or public hearing. You can like or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at Redistricting MI. You can subscribe to the MICRC YouTube channel, submit public comments at www.michigan.gov/MICRC, or you can request a presentation or town hall meeting at the website as well. I'm open for Q&A to Courtney, and I'm gonna turn off the screen, but the last thing I do wanna say is thank you in the different languages because of the diversity in Southeast Michigan. You should see your language up there, as I wanna thank the great United Way of Southeast Michigan for this opportunity to present and be with you today. Courtney, I'll turn it back to you.
Edward, thank you so much for all this information. We have quite a few questions, so we want to get started. And again, thank you so much for the content. And also thank you for sharing how we can connect with you and how our viewers can connect. The first question is, what kind of comments do people provide? What does the commission want to know? What are you looking for?
We really want to know about communities of interest. Tell us what makes your area of a community of interest and why it should be together. No one knows their community better than people who actually live in the community. So if you're part of a neighborhood block club, a parent-teacher association, what have you, identify what's your community of interest and talk about, the harmful impact of it not being together. Like they divided it, there was a gerrymandered line, and so they split us, and so we don't have voice. If your voice has been packed or if your voice has been segregated by the lines, talk to us about that and why it's important for your community of interest to be intact. And that is something that the commission is really, really looking for, because we don't live where you live. and we don't know everything. This is the beauty about a citizen-led process, is you have an opportunity to share with us what's going on, so that to identify your community of interest, so that you can help the commission draw the maps.
That's extremely helpful. Thank you so much. And again, how can they commit a comment for that again? Can you share that again with us, please?
Oh, sure, definitely. I want to make sure I'm paying attention. I'm sorry, I didn't see the chat. Can you guys see the screen clearly?
Yes, we can see the screen, yes.
I apologize. I know I didn't have the notes up the last time. That was unintentional. But here's the information. I would always encourage people to call. If you want 1-833, it's a toll-free number. You draw 968-3729. Or you can submit a maps, public comments at www.michigan.gov/MICRC.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Edward. Our next question that we have: how will the redistricting process change the voting maps and the political makeup of Michigan?
How will it? Well, hopefully it will be fair. It will be a better representation. That was the goal. In 2018, the state of Michigan residents made an intentional and deliberate decision to have voters, not politicians, to do it by more than 61%. So the idea is to get fair and transparent maps with citizen input. I mean, that is the idea.
Thank you so much. And a lot of people were trying to understand what's the connection. So that was extremely helpful. We thank you for that. And how will the commission approve a map? What is that process of approval?
Okay, let me go back to the screen. You guys let me know if I'm not messing up. I do have the chat box open, so I'm paying attention. So you all have to blame me. You cannot blame United Way. You have to blame me.
That is quite all right.
Can you see it clearly?
We can see it clearly, yes.
And I'm showing the right one, all right?
You are, yes, yep, you are.
Okay, let's go to the mapping. I'm sorry. Let's go to adopting maps. So the key thing is, after we do the second round of public hearings and hear directly from Michigan residents, the commission is going to go back and approve the plans, the 161 district plans. After they approve the plans, the process for approval is they have to have 7 votes. There's 13 commissioners, but part of the 7 people that vote, 2 have to be Democrats, 2 have to be Republicans, and 2 have to be non-affiliated. So that's 6 votes. Then they just need 1 more, and that's how you get their plans approved. It has to be a total effort. It can't be 4 Republicans and then 3 independents. The maps will fail. It can't be 4 Democrats and then 3 independents. The maps will fail. It can't be 5 independents and 2 Republicans. The maps will fail. It has to have at least 2 Democrats, at least 2 Republicans, and at least 2 independents or not affiliated, which is 6 plus 1 more. I just want to really make sure that people see how the math has to work.
Thank you so much. We have time for one more question, then we're going to start our closing. Our last question from our viewers is, what pool of people were the commissioners selected from? You did show the first slide of, I believe it was 14 commissioners. And so how was that process? How were they selected?
Sure, there was about 9,600 or so. Please go to our website and we have it in the archives, but it was a randomly selected process. You had to be 18 years or older. And to actually do it, you had to apply. So if you didn't apply, you couldn't be included. And so that's what they had to do. You had to fill out the form. It came out to about 9,600 or what have you. And then they dwindled it down to 13 through the process as outlined in the Constitution. And that's how we got who we have today. I think we've lost a couple of people because of time commitments and early on. And so they just keep, following the constitutional process. But right now we have 13 stellar commissioners who are have a vested interest to ensure fair maps with citizen input.
Edward, thank you so much for all of your content and just educating us on this process and redistricting process. So we really appreciate it. I will now turn it over to Dr. Hudson to say a few closing words. And again, Edward, we thank you so much for joining us today. Dr. Hudson.
Thank you again for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Courtney. And thank you, Edward. This was very informative. And I really hope that our viewers were able to take away just how important this issue is and how much power we have as residents in the state of Michigan. So let us take advantage of the power that's been placed in our hands and make sure that we have the representation that we in our communities deserve. So thank you, Edward, for teaching us. And that the PowerPoint, this whole session will be available because I know there's some things I couldn't write fast enough. I want to go back and reread just to make sure I really understand when I'm talking about this with my family and friends. So thank you.
Well, would it help Dr. Hudson if we made this available as a PDF? I could share it, send it to you.
Oh, that'd be great. Please do.
Happy to.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So if you are in need of additional assistance, there is more help available to you. Our 211 call center is available, open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can get assistance, anything like rental assistance. If you're looking for a place to get food, if you need shelter of any type, please call 211. These services remain available. We have a very long list, over 1,300 nonprofits and available services in our region. And this is 6 counties that you'll be able to find services that are available that you can connect to. You can call the actual numbers 211, or you can go to our website, unitedwayscm.org/211. If you still need to get your vaccine scheduled, which we strongly encourage, please go to michigan.gov/COVID vaccine. And of course, if you call 211, you can also get information about the COVID vaccine, as well as any resources that you or your family might need as a result of the recent flooding that happened in our region. So next week, as we get closer to back to school, we are going to be joined by the Detroit Health Department that's going to share important updates on back to school health and safety measures and what our parents and our teachers need to know. We are pleased to be welcoming Renata Polk, who is the Detroit Health Department COVID-19 Outreach and Education Team Leader. To see our previous town halls and to sign up for email updates on any upcoming town halls, please visit unitedwayscm.org/virtual town halls. And the website for this is also included in our chat box. So a very special thank you to everyone. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Stay safe and continue to live united.